Hi guys, I'm Coach Adrien, and as usual, thank you for viewing. Today, I want to present 4 social realities often ignored by us in civil society. Now, there are more than 40, there are more than 4,000. But I just wish to, in my research, to signal or to highlight 4 of those issues. Number 1, a man arrested and charged for stealing bread from a grocery store at his trial presents evidence that he stole the bread to feed his family because he lost his job and did not have money. That's not a story, that is correct. Issue number 2, a homeless man who stole 5 bread rolls was sentenced to a year and a half in prison. Yes, that is true. You may laugh. A year and a half, he was sent to prison. Now, in Spain, since the housing bubble burst and the recession that followed in 2008, of course, this sent millions of people out of work. It is reported that banks in Spain have repossessed close to 400,000 homes. A 53-year-old man, having paid his mortgage for several years, committed suicide. That is the truth. And the last one that I wish to highlight, on the streets in Baghdad, hundreds of children keep their homes alive through the art of begging. One 6-year-old confessed, and I wish to quote extract from the confession. He said, sometimes they give me some money, sometimes they hit me. Women never help, but old peoples are the best ones. I have no option. My sister is always with me, and together we can make enough to eat by the end of the day. Today, these social issues or realities are so prevalent, we have accepted them as part of normal life in our modern society. Guys, whether we live in a controlled economy or free market economy, governments are obligated to provide a measure of welfare or risk social decay and economic stagnation. So it is not surprising that governments are the main source of international humanitarian assistance. In fact, in September 2022, development initiatives noted that over the past 10 years, the amount given by government donors have increased from 12.2 billion US in 2012 to 24.9 billion in 2021, that is US. And the majority of this 97% increase has been provided by the largest 20 donor countries. They said additionally, in 2021, the 3 largest donors, that is the US, Germany, and the UK, accounted for 59% of all humanitarian assistance. But wait a while, we expect this from government. What about us? What about our global family? What about civil society? What about the people we live with? How do we respond to those who fail? How do we treat those who are less endowed? What do we think of those who are unemployed, poor, destitute, homeless, stateless, refugees, in prisons, or on welfare? How do we relate to those who are outcasts, ostracized, labeled, and unloved? Yes, on reflection or on a more serious note, when will we put aside our learned behavior of class, ethnic prejudice, gender, and region, and do something positive and differently about this underlying emotional pain and suffering that we experience living in the economic and social inequality that is in our society. Rich live side by side with the poor and the destitute. Allow me to make a reference to the teaching of Christianity. The Apostle John lists, in fact, as a test of discipleship, that is, an indication as to whether a man or woman is a Christian. He taught, and I quote, and I'm quoting 1 John chapter 3 and verse 15 and from the NLT. This is what John taught. If someone has enough money to live well and sees a brother or sister in need, but shows no compassion, how can God's love be in that person? That's very interesting. Many people have nothing to do with those who are poor and those who are destitute, but they are tremendous ardent churchgoers. Think on that. Now, I can hear many of my viewers saying under the breath, I have been conned on the street before. Oh, yes. And I have been conned several times. But should I harden myself against every request and run the risk of adding to the indignities of the sincere seeker? Because we cannot read people's motive, we'll always run the risk of being fooled by the crafty artists. But we do not want to hurt the innocent. In fact, Jesus Christ, the founder of Christianity, had to deal with all classes in society during his earthly ministry, that is between AD 27 and AD 41 in Palestine, today Israel. Jesus taught, and I'm quoting the book of Luke chapter 6 and verse 30. Jesus taught, give to everyone who asks you, full stop. He didn't place any needs assessment. He didn't do any interview. He didn't set anybody to go and find out what is the person going to do with what he is giving. What Jesus is teaching on social relationship, what is it that he's teaching? A person lowers his or her dignity to beg us. And a rejection, in fact, is a battering of his or her humanity. All people hold a special value that is tied to their humanity. It has nothing to do with their class, their race, their gender, their religion, their abilities, or any other factor than that of being human. And consequently, a rejection has killed many a man, a woman, boy, or girl. Moreover, guys, Jesus taught that in giving, we invest in our prosperity. That is magnificent. In giving, we invest in our prosperity. And that is correct. The very same book, Luke chapter 6, let's check verse 48, what Jesus says. And I'm quoting it. He said, give and it will be given to you. They will pour into your lap a good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, with no space left for more. I'm reading from the Amplified Bible. For with the standard of measurement you use when you do good to others, it will be measured to you in return. That is magnificent. So that is why some people have so much, because they give, and they give liberally. So as they give and give liberally, they receive and they receive, and they do not know what to do with that surplus. So how do we deal with social inequality? With charity, sympathy, empathy, kindness, liberality. In fact, we are better off, according to Jesus, when we provide for the needs of unfortunate men and women, boys and girls, irrespective of their color. Giving makes us happy. It produces good health. it deepens our social connection and pressures the giver. That's a great one. It pressures the giver to express gratitude in giving to someone else. Let's take advantage, guys, of the opportunity to give. And we always end our clinic by reminding ourselves of the two principles that help us make wise choices. The first one is from William Penn. Wrong is wrong, even if everyone is doing it. Right is right, even if no one is doing it. And the other one is like it. Truth is truth, even if no one believes it. And a lie is a lie, even if everyone believes it. And we finally end with our word to the wise. Our word to the wise comes from Apostle Paul. And I'm quoting the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 9 and verse 7. Paul says concerning how we give and how we can unlock the benefit of giving. He says, you must each decide in your heart how much to give. And don't give reluctantly or in response to pressure. For God loves a person who gives cheerfully. That's it. In other words, don't let anybody pressure you to give. And don't give because your friends are doing it. You give it because you celebrate it, you enjoy it. And he said, if you do that, then you are going to be investing in your prosperity. Guys, for more information, follow me on my website, www.goadriens.com. Please look out for a new video posted on my YouTube channel, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter on the first day of each month. Connect with me. Connect with Coach Adrien at mobile or WhatsApp 668-9752 or via email peter@goadriens.com. Thank you for viewing. Please subscribe and like my video. I always make that request. Why not make a difference in someone's life today? God bless.